Hello, good evening. My name is Johanna Smith. I am the wife of Robert Smith, a Canadian war veteran who died in Buenos Aires, Argentina, from a brutal assassination from the Fundación Favaloro. This assassination took place there for a brutal treatment done through Fresenius franchise en Belgrano, entre Belgrano en Ríos. 469 Belgrano Entre Ríos, connected to Fundación Favaloro. René Favaloro was a man who was a doctor, a prominent doctor there, who sorely they say was a very well advanced cardiologic, make a good invention there and everything else, a cardiologic. That's why I put my trust in these brutal killers there about my husband's assassination. René Favaloro was some videos about René Favaloro history, about he was a prominent there who was treating people cardiologically, and he was sorely making very good discovery with the extents and the arteries and everything else, right? It's why I trust my husband to go into the institution and to dialyze down there. When he was a tourist, a Canadian tourist, we went there to get it treated, and I put my trust in this play because was funded by a very prominent person down there, René Favaloro, and the family is still in charge with the institution. Unfortunately, this institution, my husband was killed with a CHOP septic. His blood supply was intoxicated with a pneumonia untreated. I got the evidence here. A lot of people was dying with a CHOP septic in this institution from René Favaloro, connected to a franchise, Fresenius franchise, who we went there for a short term. My husband was bleeding, intestinal bleeding. We did a bunch of tests and was nothing to do with intestines. Was more to do with the bad dialysis, and the treatment was making him bleed so badly because the heparin was over accumulating into his systems, and they was making him to bleed to death. Parameters totally out of this world. Preventing the patient to eliminate toxic drugs from his system, and I have all the evidence here to prove what I'm saying from these bunch of killers down there. And matter of fact, he died one day as prior living Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I want to alert all the dialysis patients, tourists, to be careful to come to the country where they produce brutal treatment, where they prevent ultrafiltration, where they have bad machines, badly calibrated. The machine, the parameters, they was going up and down all over the place to preventing the patient to filtrate toxins. It's why my husband died brutally for this bunch of killers there. And I was a witness to everything took place down there, because I have a lot of very much knowledge how he should be treated, and we got trapped into the garbage up to the point I couldn't take him safe back to his original country, what is Canada, or we was hiding somewhere else as well. So I was trying to get him out there alive, but he was murdered before he got the chance in leaving the country, because this bunch of killers from René Favaloro institution, Fundación Favaloro down there, what was destroy all the records, destroy all the blood and all the evidence to cover up their asses for this assassination. The assassination took place one day as prior leaving the country. In this bunch of killer, they intoxicate his blood supply. I got 6 signatures here where I say do not throw the blood because I will make further investigation. I have comments from the blood they took just few hours before he died, and paying thousands and thousands of dollars in a very terrible manner. CHOP septics from many different people dying at the same time my husband was dying down there with a lot of CHOP septic. René Favaloro is a disgusting place to treat an international patient, because I got the evidence here to prove These brutal killers killed my husband, Robert John Smith, and I can swear that because I see everything they did. And I am very angry. They took the blood, they throw the blood away. After I sign a paper say, please do not throw any evidence away because I will make further investigation to an autopsy down in the US by a doctor down there. So, these animals, they kill him, they murder him, I plead for his life. I let them know, please, my husband is in very serious situation, please do something about. They have a month to do something, and they finishing him off just one day prior us leaving the country. This was a brutal treatment and a brutal killer, no good bunch. So they throw the blood away, I have the evidence, a lot of people were dying. Here is where the men say, we destroy all the evidence. By this Gerard Bisovich, he is the director of the medical center Favalolo. Okay, so was brutal treated, and we have the evidence with the blood. The blood will tell them what they did in the last dialysis, and it's why the evidence they was destroyed at the very end. Here we have when he was bleeding to death by these bunch of killers. All the documentations are here, parameters are here, and the evidence speak for themselves. And whatever I'm telling you is the truth because I have the documents to speak up what they did to my husband, Robert John Smith, just because he was an older person, an international patient, and an older man who need to be treated very carefully, and these brutal killers, they didn't treat him brutally. I want the records, and they destroy all the records. I want to alert all the tourists to be careful to treat there as a dialysis patient because these brutal animals, they went to kill my husband, Robert John Smith, and they destroy and dispose all the evidence. Except I have the evidence prior to his death. This is all what I have. All the evidence after his death, they destroy it. Because they know they are guilty and they couldn't confront and they need to cover up their asses for the assassination of my husband, Robert John Smith. That might assist to save other lives from these brutal animals who killed my husband. And I have here all the evidence to prove. Documents and pile of documents. And when I told them not to throw the blood away and they throw it away, here is my signature. Just 1 hour after he died, I was totally devastated because I was going to put my husband in an airplane to leave the country down there. Here I was devastated and say, please do not throw any evidence away. Here is my signature. I requested and they admitted because I have their stamp of admission, they receive it. The stamp Fundación Favalolo was here and they destroyed. The bunch of assassin killers down there by this René Favalolo supposedly was a prominent down there who was working cardiovascular diseases, and he has an international fame. It's why I put my husband in the hands of these murderers. And now I regret it 3 times because it was a tragedy over this salvage animal treatment where I was making several phone calls because he was bleeding to death and everything else. Here is the blood he was losing from his bowels and nobody do nothing. Heparin was escalating up to very dangerous state. I stopped the warfarin because he was bleeding and he is still bleeding even after I stopped the warfarin. Very salvage, peaceful, because the urea was going extremely out of control as well. That is evidence they couldn't even clear the urea, and that took him to a CHOP secti because the urea wasn't able even to clear up, right? The urea was keep going higher and higher up to a point that this poor patient died brutally without getting the appropriate treatment and the dialysis. Please, I want to let you know, if you have comments to make, please be alert about this assassination, because this assassination can mean you going into that country and not knowing they are not treating you properly. This is the evidence. I took my husband's body for an autopsy. I have the video to prove he was murdered, and I took the casket to the US for an autopsy. This one was a terrible murder and disgusting murder what they did to my husband. He didn't deserve to die this way. He was a highly decorated war veteran, injured himself, but very human type of person who didn't deserve to die like that. He was treated like nothing when he was an important person in his life. Please, it's admission from the same Fundación Favalolo about the bad dialysis, the bad treatment. The urea was going out of control, parameters out of control. They was passing fluid when he has a severe pneumonia. The ignorance, brutal killer, they was passing a lot of fluid to prevent us leaving the country few days prior us leaving the country. I didn't know. I tried to take him to other hospital down there and they didn't took him. So he was murdered down there. And this Fundación Favalolo, they are responsible about his murder. Thank you very much, and I hope that will be alert you and other patients in the world to get treated down there.